He did good, right?
He did well, right? Very well. He did good.
What kind of love story clocks a separation date just 48 hours after the vows, then quietly rewrites the paperwork months later? That's the riddle sitting at the center of Toni Braxton and Birdman's whirlwind, I Do. A private ceremony, a blink-and-you-miss-it split, a sudden filing that had fans gasping, and then a reversal that left everyone asking what really happened behind those closed doors. As whispers about money, missing jewelry, and long-running tensions got louder, the internet did what it always does. It filled the silence with theories. Some say it was a masterclass in damage control. Others insist it was a cold calculation dressed up as romance.
Toni Braxton, are you okay? Toni has taken to social media to officially confirm her anniversary to Birdman and showing off a beautiful, huge rock that I'm assuming he got for her.
Tonight, we're not chasing gossip. We're following the paper trail, the timelines, and the patterns that keep repeating. Because once you line up the dates, the dollars, and the decisions, a very different picture starts to emerge. One that doesn't shout, but quietly points. Stay with me. The next few minutes could change how you see this entire saga. And the detail everyone overlooks? It's hiding in plain sight. 2 days. That's how long the vows lasted, on paper. A private I do on August 8th, then a separation date listed as August 10th. When the filing landed weeks later, it used the coldest phrase in family court, irretrievably broken.
Toni Braxton's secret marriage and separation just 2 days later revealed.
How long did you keep this a secret?
Wasn't keeping it a secret.
Let's see that ring, girl. Show us that ring.
He did good. He did good. He did good.
No press conference, no soft focus statement, just a time-stamped trail that read like a speed run from honeymoon to heartbreak. Fans weren't just surprised, they were whiplashed. 1 minute, it's a quiet ceremony. The next, it's a form that suggests the whole thing snapped before the flowers had even wilted. No messy public blow-up to point at. No leak explaining the trigger. Only the dates, sitting side by side, daring people to fill in the blanks. That's where the noise rushed in. Some said it proved there was never real harmony to begin with. Others argued it was a private couple hitting a private wall. The truth is simpler and stranger. The paperwork moved faster than the story ever did, and the story refused to speak.
Birdman was with Toni Braxton for 18 years. They were together for 18 years, boyfriend and girlfriend, engaged for however time that was, and all of a sudden they get married.
What we know is the phrasing, the timing, and the silence. What we don't know yet is the why. But that wasn't the whole story, because 5 months later, the paper trail took a sharp left. 2 weeks after the vows, the paperwork hit. A clean, clinical petition that said the marriage was done, the bond beyond repair, the separation clock starting just 48 hours after I do. No quotes from publicists, no heartfelt captions, just legal ink moving faster than the headlines could catch it. Then, silence. Weeks rolled into months, and out of nowhere, the case folded in January. Dismissed?
He called me the other day.
He did?
Well, yesterday, actually. He's just like, T, I want you just to hang out with me. Let's just do something, whatever. Just
Oh,
hang
that's
out.
nice.
I have anxiety and bubbles in my tummy and stuff.
No explanation, no we worked it out, no we're going our separate ways, just a hard left turn that left the internet arguing with a vacuum. When celebrity stories go quiet, theories get loud. The only things that spoke were the dates. So if the record is that stark, what turned the whispers into a wildfire? The answer wasn't a statement, it was a number. And the number everyone repeated didn't come from the court at all. It wasn't a quote that set the internet on fire, it was a number. 160,000.
This is the first time that she's really confirmed this relationship. You know, they've been on again, off again. However, news came out a couple of months ago that the two had gotten married a year ago today. However, Toni filed for divorce a few weeks later, only for them to dismiss the petition for divorce back in January of this year.
Rumors claimed Toni marched into court aiming for a payout that matched Birdman's oft-Googled net worth estimates. The figure was so outsized, it practically wrote its own headlines, and meme pages did the rest. A few celebrity commentators piled on, and the story snowballed from "someone said" to "everybody heard" overnight. Here's the part many timelines skip. There's no official filing publicly confirming that number. No stamped court document with a $sign attached. What existed was a vacuum. No statements, no context, and the web rushed to fill it.
After a nearly 5-year-long engagement, the singer reportedly tied the knot with rapper Birdman on August 8th last year, then split just 48 hours later. How'd this all come out?
The 160mm line stuck because it was clean, shocking, and easy to repeat. It fit a ready-made narrative. Big fortune, brief marriage, massive ask. Net worth lists, those neat round numbers, also fanned the flames. They're estimates, not bank ledgers, but they make rumors sound tidy. Pair that with a relationship already seen as on again, off again, and people connected dots that may not belong together. That's how speculation turns into fact in comment sections, fast. So, did she really demand that kind of money?
2 weeks later, boom, divorce. No paperwork, no nothing.
Yeah.
Now he gotta pay her. He's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, and those stories are the kind of stories that really scare the hell out of men and make them not want to commit because they don't necessarily know who they're committing to. And it's...
Yeah.
Reports claim it, documents don't prove it. Until something concrete surfaces, the $160 million chorus lives in the rumor column, attention-grabbing, unverified, and powerful precisely because it's simple. But the money talk didn't start online. Long before that number trended, there was a real paper trail, wins, losses, and hard pivots that shaped the way fans read every headline after. And that's where the story gets less flashy and more telling. Toni's story has always had two charts, the Billboard one and the balance sheet.
Well, a few hours ago, Toni took to social media to wish her boo thang a happy anniversary, showing off this big, beautiful ring and ageless hands. Let's talk about that. I mean, what can you say at this point? Some people get married for love, some people get married for the ring.
In the late 90s, she was unstoppable. Platinum plaques, world tours, the kind of voice that owned a decade. Then came the first reset in 1998. Court papers, a reworked deal, a public reminder that fame and cash don't always move in sync. The second reset hit harder. In 2010, the numbers weren't rumors. They were right there in black and white. 8-figure debt. A career paused by a health scare. A Vegas run cut short, insurance questions that turned into battles, and taxes stacking like bad headlines. None of it erased the legacy, but it did change the margins. After that, every move looked different. Albums still dropped, but the market had shifted. Streaming ate the old model. First-week numbers shrank, and the air felt thinner. For income, the spotlight widened. TV checks, brand moments, live dates when the body allowed. It kept things moving, but the cushion wasn't what it once was. That's why money talk sticks to Toni's name the way perfume sticks to velvet. Once it's on, it lingers. Fans don't just hear a headline, they hear it against years of paperwork and pivots. And when a relationship lands in the middle of that history, every receipt starts to look like a clue. But it wasn't only contracts and court filings. Even the jewelry turned into a storyline. An engagement ring is supposed to seal a promise. This one sparked a mystery. Back in 2018, Toni's luggage was returned after a flight, but the jewelry inside, including that massive yellow diamond, was missing. Headlines flared, police got involved, and the story morphed from a romantic milestone into a full-on whodunit. Different outlets tossed around different price tags, and the number got bigger every time it made the rounds.
Birdman proposed with this reported $1 million yellow diamond. His estimated worth, $155 million. But did more money come with more family problems?
That's the documented part. A bag comes back light, a ring is gone, and investigators say an airline worker was under suspicion. What followed was the part the internet loves most. Fill in the blanks. Some posts swore the ring wasn't lost at all, but quietly flipped to cover bills. Rumors suggest it was pawned. Reports claim there were money motives. But here's the line we won't cross. There's no public proof that the ring was sold off by Toni. It's a theory that lives online because it's convenient, dramatic, and hard to kill. Still, perception sticks. When jewelry goes missing and the price tag sounds like a small island, people start reading the relationship like an audit. Trust becomes a subplot. Every public smile gets side-eyed. Every delay looks strategic. They tried to write it out, but the ring saga hung over them like a shadow. And while the jewelry grabbed the spotlight, the relationship kept zigzagging off stage. On again, off again, and then, suddenly, a quiet yes. Which raises the next question: how did years of stop-start energy turn into a surprise wedding? They weren't a whirlwind so much as a boomerang. Friends turned flames, public then private, warm then ice-cold. Since the mid-2010s, Toni and Birdman moved like seasons, predictable only in their return. One year they're posing with quiet smiles. Next year the photos vanish, captions go cryptic, and fans start reading tea leaves in deleted posts. Then came the headline romance, a bold engagement, a can't-miss ring, and promises that sounded permanent. Dates slipped, plans moved, life kept getting in the way, careers, health, family. Every detour felt like one more reason the wedding stayed imaginary.
I don't know about you, but now, especially watching reality television and the new season of the Braxtons and looming, it makes me wonder if this is going to be Toni's storyline besides her shifting a table towards her sisters in the trailer that you may have seen. I don't know if I want to even see this.
By the time the comments turned skeptical, the couple turned silent. And that's why the 2024 yes felt so unreal. No build-up, no glossy countdown, just a private ceremony that arrived like a plot twist. For supporters, it looked like destiny finally landing. For skeptics, it felt like timing doing the heavy lifting. Another chapter in a story that never moved in straight lines. But here's the thing about a sudden yes. It invites 100 louder whys. Rumors suggest reconciliation wasn't just romance, it was calculation. Others insist it was two people who know each other too well to quit for good. Both versions can't be true at the same time. Or maybe neither is. Which brings us to the question everyone keeps tiptoeing around. Was this love finally getting a clean run, or leverage dressed as a reunion? The answer lives in how you read the next set of moves. Here's where the story splits in two. Supporters see a long history that never really cooled. Two veterans of the industry, bonded by real-life storms, health battles, family losses, schedules that would break most couples. In that raid, the 2024 yes wasn't strategy. It was timing finally lining up. Private people choosing a private reset with paperwork that moved faster than human emotion. Skeptics, meanwhile, point to patterns. Rumors suggest the reunion arrived when the spotlight dimmed and the margins got tighter. Commentary claims the fast filing and the viral dollar figures were less about heartbreak and more about leverage. Using silence as a stage, letting the internet do the talking. In that version, the relationship looks like a chessboard. Big numbers, bigger narratives, and a checkmate that never quite lands. Both frames rely on gaps. There's no press conference, no tell-all, just dates, filings, and a ring that turned into a mystery.
She happy. I ain't got money, because I'm going to make sure of that. So what's the problem with you and me?
Drama, family drama.
How's Toni doing with her love life?
Listen, I can't talk about Toni Braxton's love life. You know, I have changed. I am shade-free now.
It's been said the truth sits somewhere in the overlap. Real affection, real friction, and pressure that doesn't care how famous you are. So what do we actually know, right now, without the noise? The answer isn't in a caption, it's in the status of the paperwork and the absence of a public update. And that's where we're headed next, where things stand today, on paper and in practice. On paper, the story didn't end where the headlines thought it would. The fast-track petition that suggested a clean break didn't stick. Months later, it was quietly pulled back. No joint statement, no red carpet handhold, no tidy epilogue, just a reversal that said more by saying nothing. Legally, the status didn't flip to X, and publicly, neither side rushed to fill in the blanks. That silence did the heavy lifting. Socials offered snapshots without context, interviews stayed careful. Fans stitched theories together from dates and disappearances, while the people at the center kept their circle tight. The result is a Schrodinger's romance, both intact and in limbo, depending on which clue you privilege. So, where are we really? We have filings, reversals, and a relationship with more chapters than captions. The paper trail is real, the motive isn't printed anywhere. Which leaves a final question lingering over the whole saga. What matters more, the whispers that travel faster, or the documents that don't explain themselves? Hold that thought. Because when you line up the money talk, the missing ring, and a marriage that blinked and then doubled back, the conclusion isn't loud, it's unsettling. And it changes how you read everything that came before. Line up the dates, the filings, the sudden pivots, and a pattern starts to whisper. A private ceremony becomes a 2-day separation on paper. A quick petition dissolves months later. A ring turns into a riddle. Money talk swells, some of it documented, some of it just loud. The facts are sparse but solid. The stories between them are where the internet lives. Rumors suggest motives. Reports claim strategy. Supporters see two people tough enough to weather a decade of stop-start history. Skeptics see timing doing all the work. Both readings lean on the same silence, the parts neither Toni nor Birdman have chosen to explain. And that silence is powerful. It lets a number outrun a court record. It turns a missing jewel into a myth. It asks fans to connect dots that may not even belong to the same picture. If there's a takeaway, it's this. Celebrity romances don't break cleanly into love or leverage. They bend under pressure most of us never carry. Paper trails tell you what happened, not why. And intent rarely leaves a receipt. The detail everyone keeps skipping? The official reversal that quietly reset the board, proof that the story isn't finished and maybe never will be in public. So where does that leave us? With a reminder to look twice at headlines that feel too tidy and to sit with the discomfort of not knowing. Because in a saga built on whispers and timestamps, the quiet lines say the most. And if history is any guide, the next twist won't arrive as a confession. It'll be another date on a form, hiding in plain sight.